the Pro Wrestling Vault. 35 short stories including Harley Race, Ricky Morton, Tracy Smothers, and Tim Storm. Along with 300 photos from the independent scene, taken from Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Get your book today by going to WrestleVille.com or LanceByChance.com. WrestleVille, it's where wrestling lives.
Once again, everybody, welcome to the PWZ podcast. I am Rick Del Santo, and joining me, as always, Showtime, Marcel Williams. Showtime, what's happening?
What's going on? We are back again. We do a lot of work now.
Twice this week. I mean, it's the biggest week in wrestling for the year.
We're not there yet, but when we get there, it's going to be off the chain busy. You got Friday, you got Saturday, which is the big event. But you got Saturday, you got two shows. You got, well, before we get to Saturday, we got Friday, SuperCard of Honor. Then we got Rampage. Then Saturday, we got NXT 2.0 at 1 o'clock. And then we got WrestleMania, which starts at 7 o'clock.
You can't forget SmackDown. On Friday. There's
SmackDown start at 8 o'clock.
And not for nothing, there's all the GCW collective is going on all week as well. I think that's starting either Thursday or Friday. There's something... I don't know what the package was, but I know it was like $140, but I think it's something like 12 shows or 10 shows or something like that. So, I mean, there is a lot. This is obviously not only is it the biggest time of the year in professional wrestling as far as like people being interested in professional or WrestleMania, but people are also interested in other wrestling as well. Like there's a lot of shows that jump on the coattails of WrestleMania, and because people are in the mood, and so they're going to like a million shows, all the indie shows that are happening, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, just because people are in the mood. That's freaking amazing if you think about it.
No, absolutely. I was listening to Dave Meltzer earlier, and he was talking about it's gonna be hard to have match of the year candidates this weekend. You got so much big events from the indies even into the big event itself. So every day you got every match that's going to be probably like match of the year candidate, but it really going to be all mixed together.
I already know what it's going to be.
What's going to be?
It's going to be the Miz and Logan Paul against the Mysterios. That's my match.
Lucha Logan?
Yeah, Lucha Logan. That's going to be my that's my match of the year candidate. That hasn't even happened yet.
You may be right. Hey, listen, Bad Bunny stole the show last year, so.
Actually, yeah, that's right. So I should keep my sarcasm to myself, I guess.
Don't jinx it.
So, of course, last night or yesterday during the day, the Steiner brothers have been announced for the Hall of Fame. There was talk of it for like a few weeks, but hadn't been announced. Speculation, I guess. I'm guessing that heat between Scott, Hunter, and Vince has cooled off a little bit. So I'm really excited. The Steiners are probably one of the greatest tag teams of the 90s. The Steiners are going to join Vader, Undertaker, Sharmell, as part of the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2022. The brothers both wrestled as amateurs at the University of Michigan, started teaming in the NWA. As JCP was morphing into WCW and found popularity there, they would go on to capture tag team titles, including defeating Jimmy Garvin and Michael Hayes for their first NWA tag team titles. They defeated the Midnight Express for the United States tag team titles. They would go on to capture the IWGP tag team titles at the first WCW New Japan Super Show, defeating Hiroshi Hase, Kensuke Sasaki. They did a stint in ECW for a few months. They captured the WWF tag team titles by defeating Money Inc. And obviously, throughout the years, when they returned to WCW, they feuded with the Road Warriors. They feuded with Harlem Heat. They were all over, and they split up in 1997 when Scott decided to go for when he went for his main event push. And then all of a sudden, WCW was bought out by WWE, and the Steiners. I guess they both kind of like Scott continued to wrestle singles matches, but they did reunite over the years throughout the Indies, TNA, and such. And now they're going to be immortalized this Friday evening in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's well deserved. Rick Santos said it all, man. He said, "You got me blown up over here." He won every title. They won every title from the IWGP, NWA tag team titles, WCW tag titles, and the WWF tag titles. There are top of line tag team up there near the Road Warriors, Team 3D, the Briscoes, all of them. I'm talking about the Briscoes, the old Briscoe brothers, Gerald Briscoe. It's just and the Funk Brothers, like they was a team. They was a team that probably like at this day and age probably influenced a lot of wrestlers. Like what was the Alpha Academy? Was it
Yep.
With Alpha
Jason
Academy?
Jordan. Yep.
Jason Jordan. Yeah. If you look at their style was the same as the Steiner brothers.
Yep.
I know there's a lot of heat from the Steiner, Scott Steiner coming in late 2000 after the buyout, and his terrible match with Triple H at Royal Rumble 2003. I tried to have a better eye on that match, but that match was so bad. And then injuries of Scott Steiner and everything. Rick Steiner went on to do politician. I think he's like
He's a real estate agent, I think.
Is he a real estate agent?
Yeah, something
correction,
like that.
Real estate agent. Yep. So, now Rick Steiner's son is in NXT 2.0, is the NXT champion, Braun Breaker. Hopefully they change his name, Braun Breaker, to the Steiners now since they're in the Hall of Fame. But it is well deserved for two of them. They are legends, even without the Hall of Fame involved. They was already legends. So I'm glad for them. They are in there with the Road Warriors. Sooner or later, hopefully we get the Demolition in there. Guess not because of this. But
They want the money, like we were talking about last week. Yep.
The Freebirds are in there. Hopefully, Bushwhackers are in there. Is it
Rock and
Bushwhackers
Roll
in there?
Express. Yes, they are.
Rock and Roll Express.
The only other team I could think of that aren't in there is like the Midnight Express as well from that era. That's one team.
Yeah.
And the Fantastics. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that,
There's so many teams, so I'm just glad that they're part of a good class this year, a real underrated class. But we got the Undertaker in there, but under him, I feel like is a real underrated team that's under him going into the class of 2022.
Now you're probably not going to remember this. Maybe not. I don't know. The Steiners did get a chance. They did wrestle The Undertaker when he was in WCW, Mean Mark, as part of the Skyscrapers with Dan Spivey. So that was 1990, probably right before he came to WWF.
Yeah, there's a hidden gem somewhere in the Coliseum video vault where you got Owen Hart and Bret Hart versus Steiner brothers doing their run in WWF.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
There's some great action from the Steiner brothers that is it's a can't miss. You probably can see on Peacock for $4.99.
That's the commercial version.
That's the commercial version.
If you have Xfinity, as expressed many, many times, it is included free if you have Xfinity.
There we go.
It's Monday Night Raw.
3
This
hours.
is my joke. You ready? My joke. 3
I'm
hours.
ready. 3
Guess
hours.
what? This is my joke. I did not fall asleep at all throughout that 3 hours. I stayed up for the entire thing.
God bless you, because I did too. I survived.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible.
You know what? It wasn't a bad Raw. The opening was great with Brock Lesnar doing his thing.
Yep.
Brock Lesnar is looking happier and happier all the time, and it just the characters coming out. The old Brock Lesnar from 2004 before he left for the NFL for a cup of coffee, but that's the Brock Lesnar that we get right now. So I enjoying it.
Lesnar was all smiles as he welcomed everyone to Raw. This is funny. So he admitted it kind of sucked having to say that line.
It does suck. Sound like Saturday Night Live.
Right.
But I'm glad he said it. He was saying the stuff that we always wanted to say.
Right. Lesnar said that he's looking. What is it here? I got it here. Lesnar exclaimed that he would leave WrestleMania as the unified champion. So there it is. It's going to be unified. I'm wondering what there's got to be a new belt made. It might not be right away, but it's not going to be at the end of the night. I'm interested. What are they going to do for this, Marcel? What's your idea on this? About a unified belt?
Well, before I get to that, you missed the description that Brock Lesnar gave at the beginning of the show. Where, his WWE Championship is his baby, Roman Reigns' Universal title is his baby. So they go do some fornication at WrestleMania.
You're right. I did miss that.
But Brock Lesnar at his finest. But my result, I think Roman Reigns gonna walk out as the undisputed champion.
I'm still thinking that. Yes. And I'll tell you why. Did you watch? All right. Before we get into the next segment, did you watch the documentary that aired after Monday Night Raw on USA on Brock Lesnar?
I didn't get a chance to
on Roman Reigns. Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to watch Evil yet. I heard it's a great series. All of them are out on Peacock, so I got to catch up on it. But I heard it was real good.
I didn't know that that's what it was. I just kind of came back into the room after the ended. So that's the Evil series. Okay. It was very, very well done. I was very interested in it throughout. And that just makes me, the way that they, excuse me, the depth that they went into, it made me believe, yes, that they are definitely putting that title, unifying the title on Roman Reigns' side. It's going to him. The documentary, that's what helped me go past that point. I was in the middle just 2 days ago.
You were in the middle, but you gotta understand, this is a historic reign right now. And Roman Reigns was supposed to be, a few years ago, supposed to be the next guy next after John Cena, after, all these big stars like Austin. But now we get the reverse effect. He's the hottest heel in WWE.
He's not even a heel. I mean, on paper, he's supposed to be a heel, but he's coming out there. He's getting cheered more than most people in the, most of the heels. Am I wrong?
You're right, man. You're right, but we need one good guy. We need one good guy, and Brock Lesnar is not that guy. And then you gotta understand too, and people don't understand this. Roman Reigns has never beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
That's true.
So
and
now,
that's what's going in. That's what pointing in the direction that he's going to beat Brock here.
Exactly, and that's why I get mad, because they have not said that on any broadcast. They have said that this is the biggest WrestleMania main event ever, which is not. But just know, Roman Reigns has never. He beaten Brock Lesnar before at SummerSlam a few years ago, but he never beat him at WrestleMania. So that's his mission. That's going to be complete.
It's the most stupendous WrestleMania.
Stupendous.
I tell you how
2 nights.
That sounds.
Hopefully, last 2 nights of WrestleMania. Trying to make.
I don't mind the 2 nights. I would
have been tight if I brought Sunday, because Saturday's stacked. If I brought Sunday, I would have been pissed off.
So far, I mean, there's still a couple more nights. There's still a couple more nights for them to announce. If they're going to add anything for Sunday.
Yeah. Still tickets available though.
Yeah. So far, The Miz introduced Lucha Logan, and Logan Paul entered wearing the mask that Miz stole from Rey Mysterio last week. Miz complained about not getting respect, so he planned on taking it. He also planned on taking Mysterio's mask tonight so that he and Paul could both wear one at Mania. Rey Mysterio defeated The Miz with Logan Paul at 5 minutes. Roughly 5 minutes.
It was a great quick match. You know, a great something to keep the momentum going in. But Lucha Logan, cartwheel and all.
Dominic, excuse me. Dominic was banned from ringside or told to go back. Dominic, I can't even pronounce it today. Ran back out and shoved Paul into the rope. The Mysterios tried a double 609, but he escaped. Rey managed to take his mask back. The Mysterios did give Miz a double 609, and each landed the frog splash.
Yeah.
I think
we thought of the match. It was just a regular match, right?
It was just a regular Raw match, standard television Raw match. Every match, like I said, mind you, it's Raw. They're filling in 3 hours between the Brock and this. It's about 15 minutes right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little bit. Come on now. And of course, they announced that Veer is coming next week. It is guaranteed.
They never said, but I don't want to get my hopes up. They never told what year it's going to be. So,
oh, that's well. They said April. Was it April 3rd next week? April 4th is Monday. Yeah,
April 4th is Monday, but you just never know. You know, these people, it's just off the chain. So you know what? I'm just gonna hold my hopes. And just hopefully, he makes his debut after we've been waiting since after SummerSlam. So
has it been that long? They've been announcing it?
It's been that long.
What, did he get lost in the ship on the way over?
Yeah, I don't even know. But hopefully he makes it to Dallas.
He lost his connecting flight? Like, come on now.
It's a long connecting flight, I tell you.
That's ridiculous. Wow. That is crazy. Hang on, I'm grabbing let's see, go back to my notes. And my notes got to come back up. Of course, my slow computer has the notes on it. All right.
All right, I got you if you need help, because we could go segue into Seth Rollins, right? Was it Seth Rollins segment?
Yeah, Seth Rollins. Here we go.
Oh no,
Seth Rollins.
Before we get there, Omos.
I got Seth first, and then
you got Seth first.
Am I going crazy? Did I
no,
right?
You may be right.
There's a video package featuring Seth Rollins' failure to get into WrestleMania, and then there's the Shane. Shane. I keep saying Shane. Seth Vince video. They aired the video that Seth Rollins meeting with Vince McMahon. That it aired on social media earlier, on Facebook earlier. Rollins showed up. Why did he show up at 6:57 for a 9 o'clock appointment? Just shows how insane. And if Vince is already in his office at 7 a.m. doing work, how insane is Vince? What the hell time did he get there?
Been going on for almost, over 30 years now, so maybe 40 years. But, Vince always on time, doing his job.
Yeah, Vince was, I heard the guy doesn't sleep. It's like he very
God bless him, I at least need 6.
That's why he looks insane. 74 years old or whatever. Vince was surprised that Rollins failed to earn his way to Mania. and Rollins blamed everyone but himself. Vince said he should have just asked him in the first place. Vince eventually informed Rollins that he would be going to WrestleMania against an opponent of his choosing, and he would find out who that opponent was as he was in the ring.
I watched
McMahon.
I watched this early on the day, and I laughed so hard in the car because when Vince said all you had to do was just ask,
It was ridiculous.
You just had two good ass matches, and actually three. You had a tag match, a triple threat tag match. Then he had a match against Owens, and then he had a match against AJ Styles. And he did all that, and all he had to do is go ask Vince. That he walked by probably 6 or 7 times throughout the last 3 weeks. So
you got to pass through him in Gorilla to get to the ring, right?
Exactly. So that's why it's the funniest thing ever. Like all you had to do was ask. But just like the end result, Mr. McMahon said that he's going to face the opponent of his choosing, and he's going to announce him once he gets in the ring at WrestleMania on night 1. So I'm looking forward to this because obviously we hopefully know who it is. It's Cody Rhodes.
There's a lot of speculation.
There's a lot of speculation, but hopefully, the theme song pops on because I heard that he can keep his theme song because it's his, and they're willing to use it. So I'm just hoping that this is going to be the big deal, man. The big deal right here for see what they gonna do with Cody Rhodes going forward.
But there's also speculation. Now, I've also heard today, I've read that Shane McMahon is in town and he will be being used for WrestleMania 38 in Texas. To what extent? They don't know. I hope this isn't one of those. I hope this isn't one of those. It's going to be an opponent of my choosing. Throw Shane out there, the entire place goes effing crazy, and then they'll do it on Monday Night Raw instead. Or maybe they'll pull out Shane, and then Cody will come out. And then maybe something will happen, and then Cody comes out after.
Hey, I'm down for anything that has something to do with Cody making his appearance there. I mean, it's something different, and I'm hoping to see it. And truthfully, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins is going to be a good match. If it does happen, it's going to be a real good match.
Omos.
Oh, before we jump to the next segment, I'm going to ask you, and I'm sure I'm going to ask somebody else this question too. Do you think right now, at this moment, Seth Rollins is Mr. WrestleMania? Obviously, when it first started, WrestleMania, I would say Macho Man was Mr. WrestleMania. Then you had Shawn Michaels. Do you think Seth Rollins is now the new Mr. WrestleMania?
I don't want to be that nice, but I guess you got it.
Okay.
He's the show, he's the show stealer, I guess. He always has a consistently good match. He's never good matches against somebody like Randy Orton on the show. Didn't he wrestle Brock? Or he wrestled Brock 35. Well, he didn't really even wrestle Brock.
He didn't really wrestle. Yeah.
Kind of decimated.
He just cashed in.
Yeah.
He did the triple threat match with Finn Balor and Miz.
Yeah.
For the Intercontinental Championship, him versus Triple H, which wasn't a show stealer. It was a long ass match that I thought that I would like, but it wasn't that good. No offense to both competitors, but it just wasn't mixing that night. Yes, you're right. He did face Brock, New York City. My bad.
Okay.
35. Yeah, that was
the one we went to. That wasn't that. It was just he came out. He went after him and then curb stomped him, and then that was it.
Mm-hmm. And then, he have his moments, man. I kind of feel like he's molding himself to be Mr. WrestleMania. I would say AJ Styles, but AJ Styles only had a few, but he got a losing streak at WrestleMania as well.
He does, but hopefully, I have a feeling he's going to take it this match against Edge.
I would hope.
I would hope so too.
But Edge haven't been too good on a WrestleMania streak either. He lost last year. I mean, he won the last man standing match that was an hour.
Don't forget, he's just coming out of retirement. He's a little bit older. Wrestlers don't have a long career. At that age, unless you're somebody like Hogan that politics his way to a win, You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Edge's there he's also Edge is there to do what's best for business, I guess, as well as be involved in the ring, in the matches and in the ring.
Absolutely, you know I agree.
Yeah. Omos defeated the Viking Raiders in a handicap match. Not too interesting, and that was 51 seconds.
I'm surprised this match even happened.
Realize we're in the first hour. This is between the segment. You're counting the segments now. We had way too many segments. So yeah, why do they keep jobbing out the Raiders and treating them like two?
I don't even know. Listen, I've come to fruition that WWE is not a tag team company. You got all these good tag teams.
Great tag team
on them, and you just use the same tag teams all the time. Nothing against the Usos. Like the Usos, they use them all the time. New Day all the time.
Don't you think you need to freshen up the division a little bit though?
I agree. I truly agree. But it seemed like they stuck on these same teams. Not against Street Profits, but same deal. It's just like you got all these teams. You could bring in that. That's the only thing that pisses me off sometimes. You got all these tag teams. You would want them to get over, but the thing is, you got teams that you could use. I see certain times they use jobbers every once in a blue moon. Why don't you use jobbers against these tag teams to make them look good instead of put in another team versus another team 30 times?
Sometimes you mean like local jobbers, right?
Yeah, local
guys they bring in to do the job. They'll do that shit on Main Event or something to that effect sometimes. You know what I mean? Where nobody's going to even have a chance to see them. It's going to be basically a tryout for the jobbers.
But why would you squash another good tag team and then you never go build them up? You have them facing the same team or do 50-50 booking. That's stupid. I'd rather do that for tag teams and bring in local talent to job out for what? 1 or 2 minutes on Monday Night Raw instead of sitting here just burying a good-ass team or trying to build them as contenders.
Right. So on top of that, after he won the match, Bobby Lashley's music hits. He comes down, and two big gentlemen start to brawl. Neither of them could knock each other down, and then finally they both go down. They're both upset and angry at each other, and it's funny, right? And then they both. What's that?
So the way you described it, they both knocked each other down, and then they got pissed off.
And then they both point at the WrestleMania sign. So yeah, it is. It has become official. I know we talked about it on Sunday. That it was talked about and it was made official Monday that it was Bobby Lashley and Omos. This match, I think this might have some potential. I mean, I'm not like I said, I'm not saying Omos is a fantastic performer, but I think like we said earlier that Omos is probably going to go over as Bobby Lashley being a complete professional and helping elevate Omos, who drastically needs it as a singles competitor.
I think it's just going to go 3 minutes, but I have come to fruition that point at the WrestleMania sign confirms your match. So
that's all it is.
If I ever go to an event during WrestleMania season, all I got to do is just point at the sign.
You're automatically in.
I'm automatically in WrestleMania no matter what. So just know, anytime I go to a WrestleMania season, I'm just going to point at the sign. Hopefully I get a match. Hopefully
Vince sees you and then he'll be like,
hopefully I'll just send a picture of me pointing.
And then you're in.
And then I'm all in on the premium.
Yeah, live event.
There we go.
So of course Roman Reigns came out. Reigns and Paul Heyman in the Usos entered. I'm sorry, I'm still getting over the cold. A lot better.
Okay.
Cole said that Reigns has not been pinned or submitted since December of 2019, and this weekend would be the 6th time that he's main evented WrestleMania.
That's the true fact. He has main evented every WrestleMania that he has been on. He missed the Dallas, Texas one. I take that back. He didn't miss that one.
That's the one
he missed. That's the one against. That's the one against Triple H.
Gotcha.
He missed the pandemic one, which was supposed to be against Goldberg. But you know what? Hogan missed a few himself. But Roman Reigns has legit main evented 6 WrestleManias. He's now equaled out with Hogan, John Cena. That's mostly it. Those are the only two that.
It's not over.
Austin. It's not over.
Yeah.
No, it's not even over yet. He's mega young now. So, I mean, he's not young, but still, like he could main event a few more. Probably beat Cena. Truly,
he's going to main event next year's in Hollywood.
Yes, he is.
That's already a given. Rumor is at least. There's been talk about that for like the last year or so, even more than that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The Kevin Owens promo. Kevin Owens is killing it. He's killing it. He's doing some of his best promo work right here.
Listen, he signed that contract, and he giving them what their money's is worth for.
He's like, I got kids. I'm making this worth it.
Absolutely.
Owens called the video an incredible tribute and said nobody does these videos better than the angels in the WWE production truck.
That's true.
Nothing could compare to his Austin tribute last week. People accused him of mocking Austin, but he wasn't. The crowd yelled, "What?" And Owens did a great job incorporating it into his promo. Owens mentioned again that the KO show would main event WrestleMania Saturday, confirming that it is the final segment on Saturday. Owens said his performance last week was the closest we'd get to the old Stone Cold. Austin had been gone for 19 years, and he was never coming back. It's not going to be Stone Cold on Saturday. It would be Steve, the same Steve that has been drinking himself into oblivion for 19 years, desperately inviting people to his range to speak about the good old days on his podcast. That's some great stuff, man.
It's great stuff.
That is
great stuff.
Such a great promo.
Kevin Owens is continuously proving why he's meant for this spot. So yes. So I knew when the rumor started, he was doubting that this match would not even make any sense with these two. But now the way the promos has been going back and forth, which Kevin Owens has been doing most of the work. Austin only did one. So Kevin Owens has done most of the work, and we all know Austin going to do the rest of the work on night one. So if this, before it was announced that it's going to be the main event of night one, I was kind of iffy about it. A lot of people was iffy about it, but now seeing the way this is all lined up to be, I don't think anything else could top what's going to go on in this segment.
I think a lot of people are interested in that. So the reason why it's going on last, from what I've heard, I think a Meltzer said it, that they're afraid that if they put that on, say before the main event, say before Charlotte and Ronda, people are just going to leave and they're not going to be interested. Stay for the women's match. So
no, absolutely. And I'm just going to say it right now. Yeah. Ronda and Charlotte should go on first. I'm just gonna be that way because
you're not thinking Becky. We're gonna get into Becky and Bianca very shortly, but you don't think that should be first?
No. To this point, the way everything is built up, I kind of feel like Charlotte and Ronda should go on first, and then Becky and them should go on in the middle, and then you got the segment at the end. Because the way I kind of feel like I'm more invested in the Becky match than the Charlotte match. And I have been looking at SmackDown at the bullet points of each segment of Ronda Rousey and Charlotte, and it's not working. It's not. Ronda ain't feeling it. I ain't feeling it. You can tell with the promos that she cut.
Interesting. She appeared on Ellen this afternoon. I didn't watch it, though. Yeah. I saw it on my Facebook feed, but I didn't.
Time for that WrestleMania promotion. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. What else do I got here? The non-title match, the Intercontinental title. We're going to talk about this because I'm going to probably go on a slight rant.
Go ahead. I'm ready.
Austin Theory defeated Intercontinental Champion Ricochet. Hold on. The Intercontinental title has been so devalued at this point, it's ridiculous. This is me speaking in my notes. Good for Austin Theory and his run in WWE, but Ricochet has jobbed 3 times in the last 4 days as Intercontinental Champion. Now, I'm not saying he's not the only one that's just been made to look like a chump as the Intercontinental Champion. How many times did you see Shinsuke Nakamura as he was the Intercontinental Champion? We went months without even seeing him as champion. He had the title. He would show up. I think he showed up at like one show. It was on a pre-show, for crying out loud. But they're just jobbing out Ricochet. Is the Intercontinental title now the jobber's title?
I agree at this point. It's not even on the WrestleMania card. The last time it was
He's
on
in
the
the
WrestleMania
freaking Battle
card,
Royal, right? On Friday night?
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you. Yeah.
No, you're good. Nah, he's in a Battle Royal for Andre the Giant Battle Royal. But remember, he lost to Austin Theory in like less than 2 minutes. This is the Intercontinental Champion.
1 minute and 44 seconds I have recorded.
There we go. Correction. 1 minute and 44 seconds.
This is just bullshit. Like,
you telling me you couldn't get anybody else to face Austin Theory for 2 minutes? You telling me this whole roster? You cannot tell me you can find nobody else.
Bullshit. Anybody. Why is the Intercontinental title being treated such? This was supposed to be such an important title in the 80s and 90s.
It's a brand new belt as well.
Yeah. And they took it away for like, what, a couple years in the earlier 2000s. And then they brought it back.
Mm-hmm.
But why bring it back if you're going to treat it as such? And treat the champion.
No, there have been many great matches in WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship.
It was the work rate championship for WWE.
Yeah. Now
the workers. Look at the greats that have held it. I'm sure we can sit here and have a great. I mean, let's exclude.
We can have a whole list.
Yeah, we can go through Tito Santana, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Kurt Hennig, Scott Hall, Shawn Michaels, Hitman, anybody. Seth Rollins. Everybody's held it. Yes.
Roman Reigns. Yeah.
It's insane what they're doing with this championship right now and their champion in the way that they're treating Ricochet. Send him back to NXT if this is how you're going to treat him. It's ridiculous.
I don't know what he did backstage. I don't know who he looked at the wrong way, but we're seeing it full blast to Ricochet.
I hope things change somewhat soon.
To Rick O'Shea, if you remember, they said that a few months ago.
Yeah. I think that was his Twitter name, right? Or his Twitter handle or something for a bit. Bianca and Becky Lynch segment. Bianca said her existence threatened Becky Lynch and that's why she acted the way she did. That's why Lynch attacked her and why she insults her week after week. Belair congratulated Lynch on taking her out for 1 whole week, but now she is back feeling like she never left. Everything Lynch tried to stop her has failed. She has nothing left. Belair was coming for Lynch on Saturday. Lynch's music hit. She tried to attack from behind, but Belair saw it coming. Belair put the boots to Lynch, but turned her back, and Lynch yanked her down by the hair. Lynch attacked her with a steel chair. Lynch pulled out a large pair of scissors and grabbed Belair's braid as officials ran down to ringside. Before Lynch could cut her hair, Belair laid her out with 2 KODs. Belair grabbed the scissors and started chomping at Becky Lynch's hair.
Mm-hmm. She cut some good chunks out of her hair. And going into this match, I kind of feel like, listen, I said it the last podcast we did. Basically, this match is like built from last summer. Mm-hmm. So the stories there is getting personal. It was personal since that 30 seconds that Becky won the championship. So this is another historic match as well because Becky Lynch has held on that title since WrestleMania 35. She has never lost it.
That's right. You're right. She handed it off to Asuka, correct?
Yeah, that is correct. So now we're full circle. And we got Bianca Belair looking to win the championship once again at WrestleMania, like she did last year against Sasha Banks, which was another match of the year candidate for last year. So I'm kind of thinking that this match is going to be real good, and I'm going to hopefully it be on later. Would it be the opening? I'll be shocked as hell if it be an opening, but it may be the opener. Knowing WWE, it may be the opening match.
Knowing WWE, it'll be the opener. Of course, another handicap match. They had 2 handicap matches on this issue of Raw.
It was handicap night.
Yeah, apparently. Drew McIntyre defeated Baron Corbin and Madcap Moss in under 2 minutes yet again.
While we even had this match with Happy Corbin and Drew McIntyre, he beat them, both of them in 2 minutes.
They needed to fill it up. It's ridiculous.
A shame.
I really have nothing to say about this match. I'm sorry.
Can we skip that just like the women's match that was earlier?
Of course.
I mean, no disrespect to the ladies, because truthfully, things got mixed up earlier on in the day, because truthfully, we supposed to have Becky and Charlotte versus Ronda and Bianca. But obviously somebody in WWE offices messed up Ronda's flight. So that match got scrapped. I was looking forward to seeing that match, but I guess not. So yeah. This show was like a filler.
Yeah.
It was a straight filler.
So Edge did a promo in a back room, in a dark room backstage on the table. Front, he had scales of justice. Can't speak tonight. What the hell? I haven't even drank. Edge said he and AJ Styles would have a match for the ages on Sundays, but Styles' fate was already sealed.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I don't know.
It was just something to get closer to what night this match is on. It done switched like 2 times.
Oh, jeez, I don't even know what the updated.
I think it's on night 1.
I should probably bring up the
night
updated.
Night one is stacked. That's all I got.
Yes, it is.
It's stacked. So,
I'm telling you, night one's going to be. I'm going to miss the first hour. It starts at 7, right?
Starts at 7, I think. Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, I'll probably miss the first hour, but I can always, catch up on that. Let me bring up the updated card.
Can we can we finish up the main event that ended in a disqualification again?
Well,
unfortunately,
I was absolutely going to get into that.
Oh, you going to finish that?
I'm just going to say I'm going to get into that. The Orton and Riddle. I wouldn't say they defeated the Usos, but they won by disqualification when the Street Profits attacked this. Shit went 15 minutes, and you got to say, it's like when a match goes 15 minutes, how disappointed you are when the match ends in disqualification.
Listen, after reliving Nitro days, right, there should be no disqualifications going on before the go home show of the biggest event of the year. And it's just ridiculous. They just continue to keep doing this with disqualifications. They did it a few months ago with Charlotte versus Bianca disqualification. Dumb disqualifications too. They be the dumbest ones. So I just don't understand.
I was disappointed in this, because I thought it was a pretty decent match that was happening. And I guess this is leading up to the Profits supposed to be turning heel sometime soon.
Is it?
Yep. That's what I
good luck with that one.
Why? You think they're that popular that they're not gonna?
I think they're popular enough here.
Okay.
I think they're popular.
That's not the. Don't forget, at the height of the popularity, the Road Warriors turned heel, and it backfired on them. So
backfire real bad.
Does not mean that it won't happen. This Friday, Ricochet versus Humberto versus Angel in a triple threat match for the Intercontinental title. I take that back. He's not in the Battle Royal. And then there's the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal Friday night on SmackDown. I almost forgot what the hell it was. Apollo Crews, Commander Aziz, Eric Ivar, Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Robert Roode, Jinder Mahal. Was that Shanky? R-Truth?
Shanky, yeah.
Mansoor, Madcap Moss, Reggie, Drew Gulak, Akira Tozawa. This is, no offense to any of these guys, this is prelim battle royal galore over here. I'm sorry, guys. And I love, and I'm a huge Drew Gulak. Why is Damian Priest in this? Wasn't he one of the hottest wrestlers 6 months ago in WWE?
Yes, he was. Yes,
interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So I don't think we need to go really over to the full lineup of WrestleMania because we went over it just yesterday. But we did announce Seth versus to be announced. My guess is Shane McMahon. What else was the match? What the hell is it?
Edge and AJ Styles haven't moved back tonight too.
Yep, I see that here. Bobby Lashley and Omos, and then there was one match. What else was there? I guess that's it.
That was it.
Just the 2 matches announced. Yep. So there's got to be some more matches announced for.
Nah, listen, I don't need.
You think 7 matches? You don't want a 5-hour show? They're going to make this. They're going to make this last 4 hours. We got to figure out when we're covering this too. That's the.
Are we covering this on Saturday?
Depending on what time it ends. It ends. Remember what happened last time? We tried to do a podcast afterwards. Shit ended after midnight, so we said hell no. So,
you're right. We did do that. You know what? Since everybody else is doing the podcast late like that, I think we should jump on board.
Let's do it. We can go live if you want. So.
We'll do it live. What up?
All right, everybody. Just remember, you're hearing our words. Tune in live.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be a struggle, but we'll be there.
I'll probably be buzzed.
I may be buzzed too.
I think that is it. Oh, wait. I got the updated SuperCard of Honor show as well. We talked about it yesterday as well. Obviously, it went through Gresham versus Bandito, the Briscoes and FTR, Josh Woods and Wheeler Yuta, Jay Lethal and Lee Moriarty, and Alex Zane and Swerve Strickland. However, the interim ROH Women's World Championship has been announced. Willow Nightingale is going against Mercedes Martinez, which I think is going to be an awesome match.
A good match for the interim, the interim ROH Women's Championship.
It's going to be a good match, and I think Willow's a tremendous wrestler, as is Mercedes.
Yeah.
PAPW news. A lot of good stuff coming up soon.
Yeah, we really do. We got some stuff. We got Alley Fights coming up.
April 15th.
April 15th. Got
some matches have been officially announced. I'll get into those in just a second. But big match was announced for Point Blank this way. Huge match, actually.
Yeah, fatal 4-way for the PAPW Championship. Matthias defending the PAPW Championship against Chris Battle and Bloodsaw. Got my tongue all messed up. And the any gold winner for the contract, Lucas Chase. Even though he still got the contract, he still is a contender for the PAPW Championship.
I'm going to be interested. It's going to be interesting to see where that goes right there.
Yeah, it's going to be a real good match. 3 good contenders looking to become PAPW champion. You know, big event for PAPW on April 30th at the PAPW training facility. Bell time 7 p.m. Tickets will go on sale probably later on this week. Stay tuned for more news and more matches.
We'll announce it here as well. Don't forget that. Or you can check all the socials for PAPW as well. That's the main source. Don't forget April 15th, Alley Fights. This will be recorded for Alley Fights, the series. We got Matt Awesome taking on Hunter Tarko, which was just announced today. MIT taking on Sean Venor. I'm sorry, bear with me a little bit here. Booker T's #1 student, Cody Perrin, taking on Mark Alexander. Let's see what else we got.
Hustle and Muscle versus the Buffett Boys.
Buffet Boys. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I love Bobby Buffet. That guy's great. He's a great guy. And I think that's all that's been announced so far. So there's more matches that are going to be coming out in the coming days, and we'll keep you posted.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else that you'd like to shoot, or would you like to wrap it up?
We're going to wrap it up because we got to get some rest for this busy busy weekend. We may do the WrestleMania review. We may.
No, it's not that we may. We will. It's just.
We will.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, we will.
Oh, we're doing one.
Will.
It's just a matter of when.
Okay. But we gonna be very busy throughout the weekend, just like with everybody else. This is the biggest weekend at all sports entertainment and wrestling, and I'm looking forward to it. I just wish I was in Dallas. I would did the podcast from Dallas. That would have been cool.
Next time you go away for an event, that's now you know. Just a couple of other announcements for PWZ and the network that we are. Tomorrow, don't forget NWA Spotlight. Tune into that. Me and Mickey Biggs covering the history, past, present, and future, and the legacy of the National Wrestling Alliance. We're going to be talking about this week, this past Saturday's NWA USA, today's Power, and the passing of legendary preliminary wrestler Rocky King.
God bless him.
Yeah, God bless him. He was a great wrestler. I remember him growing up, but we're going to get into that. Not to mention, Thursday, I got some other stuff coming up. This is the busiest week. There is so much wrestling this week. We're going to try to cover as much as we possibly can. I made it my personal goal to do one podcast every day this week. So keep an eye out for everything this week, PWZ Land. Marcel, why don't you take us out of here?
Once again, pay a visit, shoot me some questions, holler at me at Showtime Marcel, and on Instagram, on the Twitter, and on Facebook as Marcel Williams. And continue to join us in all PWZ podcasts that comes out on either YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm so tongue-tied right now. That means late. And all your podcasts that you reach out will be there to entertain you. If you want anything extra on the show, you want us to improve on the show, let us know. Shoot us a message. We just want you to enjoy and make this a better process.
Thank you, everybody, and see you tomorrow.